who are in the need of this class, that will be beneficial to them as well. Okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good evening to all. We welcome you back to the spoken English course. We are expecting that the previous classes are very useful to you. If you want to check out the previous classes, please visit our channel, Bible Satchalu Nikorke. There you can find all the previous classes in this course. And today, especially, we are going to learn about the skills of language learning as a part of our spoken English course. Our instructor, Shibin Thomas, is with us. Let's invite him. Shibin sir, you can take over now.
Hi everyone, welcome back to BSNK English class. Today we are going to learn the skills of language learning. You know, every language needs some pillars for the learners to make the learning process easy. And in English, just like any other language, there are 4 pillars of learning. That is known as LSRW. Each of these letters stand for each word. L is for listening, and S is for speaking, R for writing, and R for reading and W for writing. LSRW. We need to improve these 4 skills of learning a language in order to speak English fluently, in order to have the listening skills, for speaking skills, reading skills, and writing skills. We need to do some things. So let's see what to do in order to improve our English. First of all, remember, these are the 4 ways that we have to follow in order to have a mastery over English. Yes, first of all, listening. What to listen? Listen to news. Listening to news is a good habit. It improves our vocabulary, listening skill as well. And if we listen to news, we can know what happens around us. There are different types of news. There are a lot of news channels. There are news channels from which we can hear in Indian English, then the standard British English. There are a lot of news channels. So we can make use of that opportunity to improve our listening skill. So make it a habit, then we can definitely improve our listening skill. So there are a lot of other benefits too in listening news. We will be updated with the things that happen around us. Then next thing to listen is listen to programs in television, especially programs in English. Then listen to speeches. So it may be direct speeches or the programs telecasted in So listen to English speeches. Then interviews. Listen to interviews. So when we watch interviews, just listen to the interviewee, what the interviewee and the interviewer say about their experience, what they ask, what answer they say. So all these things will improve our communication skill as well. Then discussions. Listen to discussions. So just like interviews, listening to discussion will improve our communication skill. Then talk shows. So you can see an example as I have shown here on the screen. At the right side, it's a famous talk show named TEDx. That is TED Talk. Okay. So if you just search on YouTube or Google, you can reach there. Just watch some talk shows like TEDx, and a lot of other talk shows are there. So this is an interesting one. I found that it is interesting. So I just prefer you to listen to this type of talk shows. Then sports commentaries. All of us are fond of sports, whether it be cricket, football, hockey, or any of the sports that we like. So when we watch that sports, we can listen to the commentaries by the commentators. So that is another way of improving our listening skill. Next is speaking skills. The first and foremost thing in speaking is to think in English. When we start thinking in English, there we need words, there we need vocabulary, there we need verbs, there we need all the types of the parts of speech, all the types of sentences. So sometimes we have to say something, sometimes we have to ask something, sometimes we need to request something, and sometimes we exclaim. So for all such types of sentences, we need, first of all, we need to think in English. That is the first and foremost thing. In order to speak, that is the first step. When you speak something in your mother tongue, what happens at first? You think in English, you think it in your mother tongue at first, and you will. It's a matter of a fraction of a second that you think in your mind that this is what I'm going to speak next, right? So as you practice it, the time taken for thinking becomes short and short, so that you can think and speak as you do it at the same time. Then speak in real life situations. So when you get an opportunity to speak in English, don't miss it. It may be real life situations. First of all, start thinking in English, then make use of the opportunity that you get to speak in English. Then the third step that you can follow to improve your speaking skill is to learn more useful phrases, not just separate words or vocabulary. Vocabulary will help us definitely, but uh, using phrases or useful expressions and sentences in English will help us to communicate well. So everyone knows in English to say, I don't know. Even if you don't know English, you know that basic sentence. That's one of the sentences that we often use. Even the people who don't speak English say, I don't know. So that's one of the examples for a useful expression. So such sentences, people who say that sentence in English, they may not know the basics of English, but they know how to say, I don't know. So that's an example. So make use of such useful phrases, sentences, and expressions instead of learning vocabularies. So you have to learn vocabularies, but spend more time for learning sentences and sentence patterns, expressions. So there are language expressions in all languages. Give stress to language expressions. Then speak whenever you can. Whenever you get an opportunity, don't miss it. That's the next one. Don't miss your opportunity to speak in English, speak to English speakers. So if you meet a person who knows English, try to speak in English. It may be broken English, it may not be grammatically correct, it doesn't matter. So everyone makes mistake. There is no one in the world who is perfect in everything. How did you learn to speak your mother tongue, whether it be Telugu or Tamil or Malayalam or any language, Kannada or Hindi? At first, you made mistakes. You don't remember it. However, what happened is that you made mistakes. You didn't bother about it. You just continuously spoke, and you started to speak well in your mother tongue. So don't miss opportunity. Don't miss your opportunity. Each and every opportunity must be made use of. Then practice speaking what you hear. If you hear a sentence in English, try to repeat that. So if it's not possible to speak aloud, just speak in your mind. So when you are alone, you can speak. Start speaking. It's a part of thinking in English. Sometimes we utter some sentences, some words. So if you have privacy, what to do? Just speak what you hear in English. And then next one is grammar is not the king. It's not the most important thing in communication. Grammar is part and parcel of language, but that's not everything. So don't think that I may make mistakes when I speak. So such a kind of thought will draw you back from speaking. So you don't have to bother about grammar when you speak. So when it comes to writing, it's important. But uh, when you speak, don't give over stress to grammar, because the aim of communication, aim of using a language is to communicate. So what I think, you must get that. That is the way of communication. What do you think? I must get that. So that is the aim of communication. So don't give much stress to grammar when you speak. Next is practice, practice, and practice. This is the ultimate way of, I mean, the most important way that you can follow in order to improve your speaking skills. Then next is a reading skill. LSRW, we are talking about LSRW, listening, L for listening, S for speaking, R for reading, and W for writing. And this is the third step. This is the third skill that we need to acquire in order to have a good mastery over English. And read, what to read? First, if you have just started to read, always prefer to read simple things. It may be just simple stories or poems or simple explanations or simple articles. If you are not a beginner, you can move on according to your convenience. So simple to complex is the best way to start your reading. Then next, read newspaper. All of us read newspapers in our mother tongue. But as you read a newspaper in your mother tongue, you can make it a habit of reading newspaper in English also. So it's not at all costly nowadays because you can get the English news in your mobile. Everyone has smartphones. So you can make it available in your phone. So there are a lot of online news channels, newspapers. So you can get e-reader and read any newspaper that you prefer to read in English. Then read articles related to your interest. You may be interested in classical music, or you may be interested in cooking, or you may be interested in sports or politics or any of these such things, maybe geography, history, or any such subjects. So give importance to English articles related to your subject. Then read short stories. Everyone likes stories. And if you have the habit of reading, you can't stop it. Just like having food. And the people who have the habit of reading newspaper, if they don't get newspaper in the morning to read, they feel just like they missed something important in their life or in their day-to-day life. Like that, the people who have the habit of reading, they are exceptional. They will be intelligent, they will be wise, and they know everything, and they can update their information, their knowledge. Then read a book or a book a week or a month. So reading a book once in a week or once in a month must be a habit. So then only we can improve our skills in English. Then the next one is one of the important things, that is reading Bible. Uh, there's a quote in English that we can't learn English without Bible and Shakespeare. So now Shakespeare is a bit outdated. That's because it's KJV, King James Version. That's all old version of English. And instead of Shakespeare, I just added literature. And learning English without Bible and literature is impossible. So if you have the habit of reading Bible, just make it a habit, like reading a chapter or just 2 or 3 chapters per day, and then you can finish reading Bible within a year. Within a year. Then next is literature. Just like I uh, told you before about the importance of reading short stories, novels, then articles, then biography, autobiography. A lot of genres are there in English, in every language. Then practice loud reading to improve your pronunciation or speaking, to avoid speaking inhibitions. Loud reading, if I have the habit of reading in an improper way without a correct pronunciation, what I can do is just take an article, stand before a mirror, then read. For example, I may read the last sentence just like as we read in our mother tongue. Indian languages are told just like cracking nuts. It is said like what waterfall. But English language, if you listen to the native speakers, you can see that's just like a smooth flow of a stream without making much sounds. So there will be intonations, variation of the sounds, but it's just like the flow of a river, a smooth flow of a stream. It's not like waterfall. See, we Indians have the tendency to read each and every letter separately with giving stress to each and every one. For example, we have the habit of reading, practice loud reading in such a way. We, especially Indians who speak the Indian languages, have such a tendency to read in English. But, reading must be improved. The skill must be improved by reading, practicing again and again. And if you need to improve your pronunciation, Just stand before a mirror or just record your voice and see how you can improve. For the first time, you may just read with a lot of mistakes in your pronunciation. Then listening to the correct pronunciation, to the right interviews, and all such programs will definitely help you to improve your pronunciation. And reading is another part of it. Then the last skill is writing skill. And for this, we need a lot of effort from our part as learners. Write your thoughts and feelings. If you don't have the habit of writing, uh, you know, you need to have such a habit in order to learn English well. And write your thoughts and feelings. What do you think about a particular idea, a particular controversy, a particular thought? So you can write it down. When you scribble it down, you will have to think. So that thinking process is there. You need to get a lot of vocabulary for that. And then when you write about your feelings, or it's expressing our heart, expressing what we think in our mind. For that, we need a lot of words, a lot of expressions in the language. Then write regularly, whatever it may be. Just like the example given as the second last point, writing diary is a regular activity, writing activity. Then if you would just read an article, you can just write what it is about, what you think about it in such a way. Then spelling and grammar errors can be avoided by writing. So only when we write, we give focus to spelling and grammar. Grammar is important, but it is given much importance in writing. So we will improve our spelling, we will correct our spelling errors and grammatical errors. So that's a possibility in writing. Next, include new simple vocabularies. You don't have to get tough, difficult, standard vocabularies at first. You can just include simple vocabularies. So the simple to complex is a pattern in learning a language. So, when you learned your mother tongue, Telugu or Tamil, what did you learn? You didn't learn about grammatical rules in Tamil or Telugu. You just learned the simple things, just like simple words, how to ask water, how to call your parents. Just go back to your childhood when you were little ones. You just needed to communicate with your parents and your siblings. So for that, you just got some simple things, simple sentences, short. It was not at all long sentences. When we look at the little ones, 2 or 3 year old kids, they just say some words, some short sentences, but that's clear, right? Yes. Next, writing diary or writing habit, just like a regular activity, will definitely help you to improve your writing skills. Then compare your work and see the progress. If you have the habit of writing, if you're on the way of learning language, you can compare how far you have reached than the last month, last year, or like that. You can compare your writing, your own writings, then compare it with the standard writings. Okay. Then you can get a lot of vocabulary or a lot of language expressions. And as a whole, learning a language is all about learning uh, the rules of language, then language expressions, proverbs, sayings. So all these things will help us to reach in our aim, our goal of speaking. Then in reaching all the four pillars of learning a language, that's LSRW: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And these are the pillars of learning a language. Next, there are two types of language. I mean, in English itself, we can divide into two types. In Malayalam or Telugu or Tamil or Hindi or Kannada, there are two types of language in one itself. There's written language and spoken language. Written language is more formal. Then we need to follow the rules and regulations of a language in written language. But as we need to give importance to the spoken language, you need to speak a lot. So for that, you can speak alone. Then don't miss the opportunities you get to speak. So the main problem that draws us backward is the thought of whether I will make any mistake when I speak. What will others think about me when I make any mistake? Then, am I telling the right sentence? Am I speaking the correct English? All such thoughts and inhibitions will always push you backward. But remember that there is no one who can speak the best. There will be at least any flaw in it. Okay, so what to do? Speak. Let there be mistakes. Don't mind. Never mind it. Speak. Again, speak. Whenever you get opportunity, don't miss that. So when we speak, we need to follow the basic things. Okay, here you can see two pictures. The first one is apple. The second one is mango. Okay, so you need to practice speaking. For example, if you see something before you, if you like it, you think in your language that yes, I like it. Okay, but you need to think in English. For example, if you like apple, what can you say in your language? You say something in your mind, but instead of that, try to speak in English in your mind. That's just like, I like apple. And if you don't like mango, what to say? I don't like mango. Okay, simple sentence. Then next, what about she? She likes apple. She doesn't like mango. Already we completed the rules of framing a sentence, questions, then how to add a verb, subject verb agreement. All these topics are done. However, it will be easy for you to, in such a way, it is easy, quite easy for you to form sentences like this. Then they like apple. They don't like mango. We like apple. We don't like mango. Right. So in such a way we can speak. Then next, what do you like? Say, I like apple. I don't like mango. She likes apple. She doesn't like mango. They like apple. They don't like mango. Next, we like apple. We don't like mango. So this is about the present state. It's about the present state. Now I like apple. Now I don't like mango. Okay, yes. So if it's about past, how to say that? I liked apple, not now, before. I didn't like mango. So what is the difference between I like apple and I liked apple? The difference is the first one is given in present, the second is in past. Then I I don't like mango. In past it is I didn't like mango. Okay, then at that time, not now. Then she likes apple. She liked apple is the past. Then she doesn't like mango. She didn't like mango. Then they like apple. In past it is they liked apple, and in past negative it's they didn't like apple. Okay, remember, like, don't like or doesn't like, liked, didn't like, positive and negative. Then we liked apple, we didn't like mango. Okay, so we have just seen two examples using different subjects: I, she, they, and we. Next, you can say sentences like I like. You can say pick any of the vegetables given here. Then you can say any of the books given here, just like I like the red book. I don't like the black book. I like tomato. I don't like carrot. I like beans. I don't like cabbage. Like that, you can interchange the subject. Then she likes carrot. She doesn't like onion. Then they like blue book. They don't like green book. Okay. So we can form as many sentences as possible. Then in past tense, I liked uh, what brinjal. I didn't like cauliflower. She liked black book. She didn't like red book. We can change the sentences in such a way, whatever we see before us, we need to think. If someone in your family doesn't like cabbage, you can think, as soon as you think cabbage, you see cabbage, you have to think, yes, my brother doesn't like cabbage. So instead of thinking in your language, just shift on to English. This is the example I have shown you to practice it. So whatever you see before you, just try to think. Okay, you may see a lot of things before you. You may see a person whom you may not like, then you can say, yes, you can think in your mind. You can't say that uh, outwardly, like, I don't like you, but yeah, we can think. Okay, yes. Thinking, it said that we don't even let ourselves out, even the 25% of what we think. So what happens more? Thinking happens more than speaking. So that is what we need to treat it first. If we think only in our mother tongue, and if we just try to speak only when it is required in English, we will never improve. So in order to improve, in order to have a rapid change, a rapid result, so a quick result, we need to shift on our thinking from our mother tongue to English. Okay, yes. So you may face a lot of situations in your life, even right after this class. You can see a lot of things. Your family members, you will have privacy. You will have a lot of time in which you will be thinking a lot. So just try to replace your mother tongue with English. There may be mistakes. Definitely there will be a mistake. Don't bother about it. Next, speak any one and write sentences using I, he, she, and sorry, I, he, they, and you. How to say a sentence about reading book? I read book. I don't read book. He reads book. He doesn't read book. They read book. They don't read book. You read book and you don't read book. This is just only one tense. That is simple present tense. Then we can shift on to present continuous tense like I am reading book. He is reading book. They are reading book. You are reading book. I'm not reading book. He is not reading book. They are not reading book. You are not reading book. Then that is in the next one. I have read book. He has read book. They have read book. You have read book. In negative, I have not read book. He has not read book. They have not read book. And you have not read book. See, there are 9 more tenses remaining. So we can speak in such a way. So according to the context, according to the situation, so we have already learned the context, the situations on the uses of tense. So according to the context, think which tense is applicable here in this context. How can you say that in English? Yes. So practice, this type of practice will help you to reach in your goal. Second, try the next with he. He knows answer. He doesn't know answer. How to say I know answer. I don't know answer. They know answer. They don't know answer. Yes. So if we just take simple present tense, he will know answer. He will not know answer. Like that. Next example, watch TV. Let's take the word you, the subject you. You will watch TV. You are watching TV. You were watching TV. You will be watching TV. You have watched TV. You are watching TV. In such a way, 12 forms are there. And it's negatives also. Yes. Next, drink water. They drink water. They don't drink water. They didn't drink water. They will not drink water. Yes. Okay. Then write letter. I wrote a letter. I will write a letter. Yes. So alterations are possible in this sentence. I'll write a letter tomorrow. He wrote a letter yesterday, like that. So we can add words. So language is not confined. We can make changes accordingly. Then next is we are going to see some common mistakes that we may make when we speak or when we write. So correcting mistake is a part of learning. So in order to have such a in order to have the skills of listening, speaking, and reading, writing, we need to correct some sorts of mistakes also. Yes. So the question is to correct the following mistakes in the sentence. There is a mistake in the sentence. These furnitures are expensive. The mistake is, the correct way of writing the sentence is, this furniture is expensive. The reason is, there are some nouns that do not have plural form. See, there is no word in English like furniture. The word is furniture. The reason is, the word furniture has no plural form. It has only singular forms. Remember these words: furniture, machinery, equipment, news, happiness, scenery, information, bread, advice, traffic, luggage, crockery, cutlery, clothing, jewelry, all these. Okay, there's a difference in spelling. There are some words which have different spellings in American English and British English. For example, jewelry. The spelling in British English is Jewellery, while in American English it's Jewelry. Yes. And there's another example like color. The British people say railway, while the Americans say railroad. Okay. Yes. So there are such differences. Don't mind it. Next, remember these are some of the important words which have only singular forms. There is no word like furniture. The one and only word in English is furniture. Furniture is not such a word. There is no such a word in English. Furniture. So the right way of writing the sentence is, this furniture is expensive. So you might have heard like the words like informations. That's wrong. Information. Sceneries is wrong. Scenery. Then equipments is wrong. Equipment. These words do not have plural form. Nouns with only plural forms. In the same way, there are some other words which have only plural form. No singular form is there. That's police. Police is plural. Cattle is plural. Arts is plural. People is plural. Then remains is plural. These words have only plural forms. There is no singular form. We cannot say police is. That is police are or police have. Plural verb should be followed after the word police. Then people. People means more than one. Okay. And its singular is just person, not people, person. Okay. Yes. So remember, there's no shortcut to learn it. Just remember these words: furniture, machinery, equipment, news, happiness, scenery, information, bread, advice, traffic, luggage, crockery, cutlery, clothing, jewelry. These words do not have plural form. At the same time, there are some words which do not have singular forms. They are police, cattle, arts, pants, remains, people. There are some other words more. Then remember, when we come to the singular and plural, these are some words that we often make mistakes. Child, children, man, men, woman, women, food, feet, tooth, teeth, mouse, mice. So these are some examples, not all, just a few examples. Child is just one singular, and plural, children, man, men. Okay, you know that. Next, correct the following sentences. I and they are late today. Do you see any mistake in this sentence? Yes, there is a mistake. That is, the correct way of writing this sentence is, they and I are late today. It is said that English people always give preference to the first person, second only. That means if we have something, we give it to others. We give the credit to others. In such a way, it is said that English people are humble. So they always bring I second. Okay, the word I must be brought second if there are two subjects. That is the correct. That is a mistake here. I and they is wrong. They and I. Okay, so remember that English people are humble. They always bring I second. Others must be given importance. Okay, he and I, my father and I, my friend and I, my sister and I, my friends and I, my my relatives and I, they and I, in such a way, I must be brought second. Second or at last if there are more. Next, he congratulated me for my success. The correction is with the word for. So the correct way of writing the sentence is he congratulated me on my success. Congratulated me on my success. On is the word that's matching with congratulated. So how to congratulate people? Congratulations for your success is wrong. Congratulations on your success. Next, the master gave us many advices. There is a mistake with this word advices. That is, the master gave us many pieces of advice because the word advice, A-D-V-I-C-E is noun, A-D-V-I-S-E is verb. Okay, the noun form is CE and we cannot write CES. There's no such a word. The word advice does not have plural form. So how do we write in two ways? Either the first one, that is many pieces of advice, or the second, much advice. Okay. We cannot count advice. It's said like much advice or many pieces of advice. Next, he told me that he will complete his work. There's a mistake. That is with the word will. He told me that he would complete his work. The reason is the first part of the sentence, that is, he told me. That is in past tense. So the remaining part of the sentence also should be in past tense. He told me that he would complete his work. Okay, will. Its past form is would. Yes. Next, he told me that he completed his work. There's a mistake with the sentence also. That is, the right way of writing the sentence is he told me that he had completed his work. So when did he say? After completing his work. He then told me that he completed. So something that was completed already must be written in past perfect tense. We learned the use of past perfect tense. That is, to denote an action that is complete, that was completed already in the past tense. So he completed his work at first, then he told me. So the action that was completed already must be written in past perfect tense. So that is, he told me that he had completed his work. The sceneries are beautiful. Do you remember? Just before a few moments, we have learned it. The word sceneries is wrong. Sceneries. There is no plural form for the word sceneries. That is scenery. The scenery is beautiful. Next, you must work hardly for your test. Have you spotted the mistake? Yes, the mistake is with the word hardly. Yes, the word hardly is a semi-negative word. That is just like a not or no. So the word is the correct adverb is hard. You must work hard for your test. Next question is, the room was full of equipments. Again, this is a word that does not have a plural form. The word equipments. That's wrong. Equipment is correct. The room was full of equipment. Next, he is my cousin brother. Do you see any mistake in this sentence? He is my cousin brother. Yes, there's a mistake. That is, we won't say cousin brother or cousin sister. That is wrong. So how to say he is my cousin? So it is understood that he, that's male. So we cannot say he is my cousin sister. So the word he is used there. Okay. And besides, in English, we won't say the words like cousin brother or cousin sister. Okay. Cousin, that's all. That's enough. Then it's time you start, or it's high time you start. Yes. So the mistake is with the verb start. The correct way of writing is started. So when do we say these sentences? It's time you start, or it's high time you start. After finishing that time, or after reaching that time, we say you must have already started. The time is over. So what to say? It's time you started. Okay. The time to start is already up. So we can say it's time you started. So when we begin a sentence with it is time or it is high time, if there is no to, the word to, if we write the verb directly, it must be in past tense. Otherwise, we can say it's time to start. It's okay. It's time to start is okay, but it's time you start is wrong. It's time you started is right. The same is the rule for the sentences with beginning with it is high time. Okay, it's high time you started is the right way of writing it. The last question's answer is already there. That is, the question is, Mr. Rajan's son-in-laws are engineers. Mr. Rajan's son-in-laws is wrong. Sons-in-law. Okay, sons-in-law is the right way of telling it. Next is this question. One of my friend was coming home. One of my friends. Okay, one of my friends was coming home. One of plus plural form of the noun. One of the boys, one of the girls, one of the friends, one of the teachers, one of the ministers, one of the secretaries, always after one of, just write plural form. Okay. Next, one of the boys was selected. Do you see any mistake? The same mistake is here, just as we have seen now. One of the boys is wrong. Then how to say it properly? One of the boys was selected. Next is it's time we go home. Already we have seen after it's time or it's high time, right after the subject, write the past form. That is, it's time we went home. It's time we went home. Next, its spare parts are not available. The mistake is with the word it's. That is, there's no need of apostrophe there. If you write it apostrophe s, that means it is. The contraction of it is it apostrophe s. Okay, if we just denote as a possession that is belonging to it, we say it's without. I mean, when we write it without apostrophe. Its spare parts are not available. At the same time, remember the short form of it is it's. It apostrophe yes. Next. This book is too interesting. The mistake is with the word too. We use it in the negative sense. Okay, so the right way of writing the sentence is this book is very interesting. Next, he enjoys to play chess. The correct sentence is he enjoys playing chess. Next, they came here on yesterday. The mistake is they came here yesterday. There's no need to use on before the words like today, yesterday, tomorrow. Okay. We use on dates. Okay. On 15th, on 25th, like that. Next, how long are you working here? The correct way of asking this question is, how long have you been working here? Do you remember it? We learned it while learning the present perfect continuous tense for continuous actions that take place for a long time. Next, his both sons are studying. The correct way of writing this sentence is, both of his sons are studying. Next, Daniel goes to school by foot. This is a common mistake that we see. So if a person walks to a place, we say, or going on foot. So the right way is, Daniel goes to school on foot. By foot is wrong, on foot. Just like, walks, he walks to school. So how to say that? Daniel goes to school on foot. Next, he told me to call him for further information. Do you remember the word information? Yes, that word does not have plural form. So the correct sentence is, he told me to call him for further information. Information is wrong. There's no such a word. Information is the correct sentence. Next, when I was 10 years old, I am the topper of my class. Remember the tense rule of a sentence? Yeah, that is, when I was 10 years old, I am the topper of my class is wrong. I was the topper of my class. It's about past experience, isn't it? Yes. So it must be written like this. When I was 10 years old, I was the topper of my class, not am now. If I say I am the topper of my class, now I am the topper of my class. So the difference between I am the topper of my class and I was the topper of my class, it's clear. I am means present, I was means past. The minister as well as the assistants have left. The rule is with the subjective verb agreement. That is, if two subjects are joined with as well as, what is the rule? Yes. The minister as well as the assistants has left. If two subjects are joined with as well as, with, together with, or as well as, we take only the first subject, that is the minister. The minister is singular, so it must take a singular verb. We don't take the second subject because it is joined with as well as. Next, when two subjects are joined by as well as rather than, more than, as much as, with, the verb agrees with the first subject. Next is, Paul or his brothers know their house. Knows. Paul or his brothers knows their house. The verb agrees with the second subject, joined with or. Do you remember? Either or, neither nor, or. The verb agrees with the second subject, the nearest subject. Okay. The nearest subject of the verb is brothers, his brothers. That is plural. So the answer is Paul or his brothers know their house. Next, my father had gone to Mumbai yesterday. It's about yesterday. So the right way is, yeah, you can see if you get the right answer. These are the questions. My father had gone to Mumbai yesterday. Do you see any mistake? If you don't see, let's wait for the explanations. Okay, if you see, just verify if it's correct or not. Second, he asked me, why didn't I go? The mistake with this sentence is the pattern of writing a statement and the pattern of writing a question. This is a statement, not a question. So the pattern must be according to the pattern of the statement. Next, third, he prefers novels than stories. The mistake is with the word than. Next, they asked me that what I was doing. The mistake is with the word that. If you can find the answer, it's just a clue for you. Next, fifth question. The boy said that his friends will support him. We have already seen such a type of sentence before. The boy said that his friends will support him. It's about the tense of the sentence. There are two parts in the sentence. The first part is the boy said. Second part is his friends will support him. See the tense of these two parts of the sentence. Next, sixth question. Heavy luggages were not allowed. The mistake is with the word luggages. Seventh, her attitude is more better than mine. Okay, so there's a mistake with this question. Actually, the word is than. Okay, her attitude is more better than mine. Eighth, I wish I have a good friend. The mistake is with how. Okay, usually we say I have, but it's exceptional. When we begin a sentence with I wish, it must not be in present tense. That is a rule. Next, ninth, if they informed me, I would have attended the meeting. Hope you have done it. Now let's see the answers and its explanation. These are the answers. After seeing the answers, we will move on to the explanations. Okay, please wait. My father went to Mumbai yesterday. So the question was my father had gone to Mumbai. So if it happened yesterday and there's only one action, we can write that in simple past. My father went to Mumbai yesterday. Next, he asked me why I didn't go. The question was, he asked me why didn't I go? Why didn't I go is a question. Statement is, he asked me why I didn't go. Yes. Next, he prefers novels to stories. The question was, he prefers novels than stories. Always remember, after the verb prefers, it must be followed by the word to in the sentence. He prefers novels to stories. So in this sentence, what do we understand? What does he like? Novels. So if there are two options given, he prefers novels. So the word is not than. That is because the word prefers is used here. Prefer or prefers. He prefers coffee to juice. He prefers going out to sitting here. Like that. Prefers, then. Two things are in between. We just write to. Next. They asked me what I was doing. The question is, they asked me that what I was doing. We don't need that here because already there's a question word. So no need to use that. The right way is they asked me what I was doing. Next, the boy said that his friends would support him. The question was, the boy said that his friends will support him. You know, two parts of the sentence are there. Both must be of the same tense. The boy said is past. It will not take will. It takes would. Okay. Next, Heavy luggage was not allowed. The mistake was with the word luggages. There's no word like luggages because the word luggage does not have plural form. Next, her attitude is better than mine. We don't have to write more better. Okay, we just write better, better than mine. More is unnecessary in the sentence. Next, eighth, I wish I had a good friend. See, the eighth question was, I wish I have a good friend. When we say about our wish, we use that in past tense. For example, I wish I were there. I wish I had a car. I wish I went there. Okay, like that. In past tense, we write about our wishes. Remember, when we begin a sentence in English with I wish, it is to be written in past tense. Then, the context of the eighth sentence, I wish I had a good friend. When does a person say like that? When do I say like that? When I do not have a good friend, I can say, I wish I had a good friend. It's about a wish. Okay, it's about a desire. So now I don't have it. I wish I had. Okay. Next. If they informed me, I would attend the meeting. Remember, informed is in simple past. In such a way, would have attended meeting is wrong. Would attend the meeting is the correct way of writing it. Now let's come to the explanations. My father has gone to Mumbai, present perfect. My father went to Mumbai, simple past. And my father had gone to Mumbai, past perfect. So the sentence about yesterday must be written in simple past. If it happened just now, we can say my father has gone to Mumbai. So if two actions happened and the one that happened is my father had gone to Mumbai, that's happened already, we can say my father had gone to Mumbai. Then, second, he said to me, why don't you go? That's the question. When we say he asked me why I didn't go, he said to me, why didn't you go? So we don't have to go to the third one. That is, the question is, why don't you go? Okay, it's a question asked by him to me. When I say about his question to others, I can say he asked me why I didn't go. See the next example. He said to me, why didn't you go? He asked me why I hadn't gone. Okay, so we didn't learn about that. It's okay. Next, he prefers novels to stories. Remember, prefer plus two. Prefers novels to stories. Remember, I prefer coffee to juice. He prefers novels to stories. Next, we prefer oranges to grapes. Other examples, I prefer tea than coffee is wrong. So how to correct that? I prefer tea to coffee. Next, they asked me what I was doing. They said to me, what are you doing? This is what they asked me, what are you doing? I heard that. I am telling others what he told me. Okay. They asked me what I was doing. Then they say to me, what are you doing? When we write, they ask me what I am doing. And next, I said to him, where is your admission ticket? I asked him where his admission ticket was. See the change of pattern. In question, it's question word, auxiliary verb, subject. Okay. Question word, verb, subject. Okay. But in statement, it is question word, subject, and at last only the verb comes. We already learned the question pattern, framing questions. It was there in that lesson. Then the boy said, my friends will support me. How to say that? The boy said that his friends would support me. Next. My friends will support me, said the boy. The boy said that his friends would support him. Next, the boy said, my friends supported me. The boy said that his friends had supported him. These are the points included in the reported speech. It's another topic. So I was just giving these examples in order to make you understand that say such a lesson there in English grammar. Okay, then next. Her attitude is better than mine. That is the right way. There are three forms of adjectives: positive, comparative, and superlative. Good is positive, better is comparative, best is superlative. In this sentence, it's comparison. Comparison between her attitude and my attitude. What is better? Her attitude. So when we use better, it must be followed by than, better than. My attitude is not as good as her. So that's a simple way of writing it in positive degree. Next, I wish I had a good friend. See, wishes are said in past tense. I wish I had a good friend. I wish I had a car. Okay, remember subject, wish, subject, past form. I is a subject, wish written there. I again subject, had past. If they informed me, I would attend the meeting. The right way of saying the sentence is this. In the question, it was if they informed me, I would have attended the meeting. That is wrong. It's known as a second condition in conditional sentence. If they inform me, I will attend the meeting. That's the first condition. If they inform me, I will attend the meeting. It's about the future. If there is a meeting tomorrow, if the authorities inform me, I will attend the meeting. Then, if they informed me, I would attend the meeting. It's the past, informed. And the third one is, if they had informed me, I would have attended the meeting. The third sentence means that the meeting is over. I cannot take part in it. That is already done, over. If they had informed me, what I would have done, I would have attended the meeting. And this is the last sentence that you can see on the top of the screen, that the sentence is heavy luggages were not allowed. Heavy luggage was not allowed. The reason is the word luggages is wrong. There's only singular form for the word luggage. Luggages is wrong. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your thanks for the class. So we learn many things. How to learn a language, especially when it comes to English. What are the important things that we need to do? So it's a practical in our lives, and we told about reading books, and also especially the short stories and speaking without hesitating. So those things are very practical in our lives, and which makes us to speak in English, especially, and make us become more fluent. Okay, so don't hesitate to speak in English. If you know that you are wrong, it's not a problem. Okay, it's okay to do mistakes. It's okay to do mistakes, and it's fine to do mistakes. Okay, don't worry about I'm not speaking English fluently, and I may have mistakes. My grammar is not good. Those things are not um, should not hinder your English practicing and also speaking in English. Okay, so do not hesitate yourself to speak in English, and start from now onwards. Speak with your friends and your colleagues and your relatives in English. In WhatsApp, we do type Telugu in English, right? So that's very weird. So type in English. Okay, so when you type in English, when you are trying to communicate English, then you get to know the difficulty in writing the sentences. Then it ultimately leads you to understand new practices, or maybe understand things how to write in English fluently. Okay, this is one of the trick that helped me a lot actually. Thank you, Shibin sir. It's very very practical, and thanks for giving this very nice class on how to learn English. Um, and now the time is for questions and answers. Q&A session is there. If you have any questions, please ask. So we are unmuting your mics. So if you have any questions, please ask without any hesitation. So I don't mind about making mistakes. Okay, don't mind about making mistakes in asking questions. Also, if you make mistakes, that is okay, perfectly fine.
Hi, brother. Good evening.
Good evening, brother.
Many times I did mistakes. I'm able to speak well, but many times when I was writing anything, that time I was fall down. How to best way of suggestion? I need to say.
Okay. Yeah, brother Shibin, I think brother Rambabu, he's asking. Shivin sir, Rambabu is asking that while he was writing maybe mails or maybe some posts in the WhatsApp, so he said that he's unable to write fluently, or maybe he's making mistakes. So he's asking your suggestions on how to improve in that space.
Yes, brother.
Okay, yes, okay. It's a common problem among the learners to make mistakes. Never mind it, but when we do serious things, when we need to write serious reports or such formal things, we should not make mistake. That is compulsory because it's a part of impression. And so for that, we can use a lot of techniques. The first one is to use some applications, or there are some default spell checks and grammar checks there on our laptop and computer. So if you don't have it in your smartphone, you can just get a reliable spell check and grammar check application. So we won't get help from others always. So sometimes we can get help from others if you trust someone to clear our doubts, but it's not quite polite to ask others our doubts always. So
Yes.
I think it's good to have an application with you to correct. There are some applications that will help about auto correction. Then the second thing is to search on Google. If you just have any doubt about if this sentence is correct, is it okay to use these two words together? Is it okay to say like this? So there are most of the answers will be answered from questions will be answered from the Google itself, but not all queries will be answered. Most of the doubts, because it may be the doubt of others too. There are some question clearing websites like Quora, and there such questions will be answered there. Then the most important thing is to have practice, as I told before. Practice will make you perfect. Once you learn an idea that we can write a sentence like this, it will never be forgotten again because we have experience. I hope it's clear.
Yes, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So very good answer and very good question too. So if you have any auto correction softwares, so we can install on our phones and on our laptops before sending any emails, it will automatically correct your grammar and your spelling. So one of such applications is Grammarly, and also you can use your Microsoft Word that basically can correct that can do spell check and also can do sometimes grammar checking also. And in Google, there are many other applications. There are many other websites. If you just type your sentence, then it will autocorrect those things. So you can use them while you're writing in English.
Then I have to add one more point, brother. The Google provides this translation service from all languages. Just to type on Google, translate from Telugu to English or English to Telugu. So we can do that. But sometimes some expressions won't come there as it is. But to a limit, I think 80 to 90%, we get the correct, exact sentence translation.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I do have experience with the Google Translate. Whenever I feel it's difficult to understand, or maybe it takes time, that I just Google Translate and it gives me the almost all the exact context and the translation. So it's very it's very good software actually. We can use that as well. If you are thinking, if you are feeling there is a difficulty in understanding or in writing something, you can use Google Translate, to make it correct.
Yes, correct.
Exactly. Any other question?
Another doubt I have, brother.
Sure. Yeah.
Most of them I faced in English. To uh, to whom you live, that is the most affecting factor. Many times I'm living with English brothers. Automatically, nature develop. When you're living with them among the people of speaking Telugu, that nature was immediately. You live with 1 week, then uh, our communication was affected.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Brother Shibin, Shibin sir, so what Rambabu is asking is, when we are with the people of, let's say Telugu language speaking, then automatically it's going to Telugu, and we are with, somebody else, then we are talking in that language. So that's why we don't have a proper platform. Maybe we don't have a proper group of people to speak English always, or maybe practice English always. That's what Rambabu is saying. So do you
Yeah.
have any suggestions in order to overcome?
Yeah, from my experience, I was fortunate enough to stay with the non-Malayalis. Though I am a Malayali, I had to stay with people from other states, and I got opportunity to speak with foreigners also when I was studying. So I consider that it was my golden opportunity to improve my English. And the thing is that if we get an opportunity to speak with others, so just as brother said, if we get an opportunity to stay with them for a week, or for a few weeks, for a day, for a month, don't miss that. Because I can make sure that if you go outside to any other English speaking countries, within 2 months, the person who does not even be able to speak a word will speak fluently in English, I'm sure. So we can see many examples. So I just join, there are maybe Telegram groups or WhatsApp groups, or just form a community among ourselves, or like that, we can improve.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
brother. Yes, brother. Another problem also. We are planned to speaking, but people are not accepting.
Yeah, that is a
They are
fact.
not supporting. Telugu
Yeah,
people is there outside
yeah. Not
among.
only
They are
it's a
not supporting.
problem. Yeah, it's not only a
Problem
problem in
only.
Telugu or Andhra. Everywhere it happens. If we start speaking, others will judge us. Yeah, where is he from? Is he from US? When did he land here? In such questions, we can expect. Don't
Yes,
mind
yes.
it.
That is main problem in
Yeah.
AP Telangana.
Yeah, everywhere. It's not
Yes.
only there, everywhere. But there are people who speak English who need that. So with that, we can form a company and we can speak. I have experience of talking to people for many 15 or 20 minutes or half an hour. So such a way of communication will help us. Just find a pair with whom we can speak in English, maybe from among us.
Yeah.
Yes, brother. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, I think the answer to second question may answer this question as well. If you just make friends with other language people, then they won't judge you, because the only thing that you can communicate with them is English. So
You said it.
it
Yes,
won't be a
brother.
problem. Yeah.
That's
So
why I need to move Chennai next month. That's why I plan to with whom you other state don't know Telugu.
yeah,
Plan to fellowship with them.
Definitely, you will find many there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Good questions are coming in. Anybody have any questions? Anything in English today? In today's class, you can ask. Don't hesitate. Uh, as one of the learners, Rambabu is asking many questions, so you can raise the same questions. Okay. So once the class is over, I think you don't get this kind of interaction. So kindly use it, utilize it. Okay. Yeah. So that means that yeah, nobody has any questions. Um, Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining, and especially Shibin sir, thank you very much. We learned many things today, and especially the questions are, um, you they help us also to resolve our issues as well. Thank you very much for your time and for your efforts and everything, and everyone who joined in the meeting. And we wish you all the best in coming classes as well. Thank you.
Thank
And
you. Thank you very much for your question. Okay, bye.